Hi guys, welcome to my channel Infotech with Zafar Khan. Today I am going to discuss with new lecture of DevOps, that is lecture number 3. In this lecture we will discuss about Git and GitHub from scratch. This video is very important. You will get lot of knowledge about Git and GitHub. What are the benefits of using Git, how to connect Git with GitHub and many more. So watch the complete video and enjoy. So let's start the agenda of this video. So here the agenda of this video is, first we will understand about the version control and its benefit. Then we will know about the distributed version control system. Further that we will understand about the Git, what is Git basically, and Git versus GitHub, and then we will understand about the architecture of Git, and we'll have some concept of Git. Then we will understand about the popular commands, Git commands, which is going to be used, and finally we will do some demo over here. Okay, so let's start from version control system. Now what is version control system? It is also known as the source control. It is the practice of tracking and managing changes to software code. It keeps track of every modification of the code. So version control systems are software tool that help software development team to manage changes to source code. It also helps to work faster and smarter. Version control system allow you to store multiple versions of a system files in the remote repository, or you can say central repository. Now let's discuss about some benefits of the version control system. There are n number of benefits of version control system. It enhances the project development speed. It provides the very efficient collaboration within the team, reduces the possibility of error and conflicts, traceability, which means you can trace the code change, even a very small change happened, and developer can contribute the project from anywhere. Recovery of the project version is also possible, which means that after changing, if you update the if the updated code is not working properly, then you can revert back with the original code. A lot of informations like who can be accessed, when can be accessed, it provides such information. So these are the benefits of the version control system. So basically version control system is of two types. The first one is the centralized version control system, which is showing in the diagram over here. It's a centralized version control system. And the second one is the distributed version control system. In the centralized version control system, there is a server and a client. So this is the server basically, and it is a client. Okay, so the server is the master repository that contains all the versions of the code. To work on any project, firstly user need to get the code from the master repository. Then you will get the local copy of the code in your system. Once you have the latest version of the code in your local system, you start making your own changes in the code, and after that you simply need to commit those changes straightforward to the master repository. Okay, so now the distributed version control system. So here the distributed version control system, the user completely clone a copy of server files to its local repository. Hence each user has a backup of server files, and that is why the distributed version control system overcomes the drawback of centralized version control system. Even if the server goes down or crashes, each user has a backup, and that can be restored to the server again. All the developers has entire copy of the code on their local system. One of the example of distributed version control is Git. So now what is Git? We need to understand about the Git. So basically Linus Torvald in 2005 released the first version of Git. So he is the same person who created a Linux operating system. So Git is basically an open source distributed version control tool used to source code management. It keeps a record of every changes in the project by taking a snapshot. It means that you can easily roll back to any previous version of that particular project. Now, GitHub is a remote server for the source code management, and the development team can connect the Git client to that remote hub server. Now, Git is used to track the changes in the source code. It also allows the multiple developers to work simultaneously. It also supports non-linear development because of parallel branches. It has ability to handle the large project efficiently. Now, Git versus GitHub. So Git is basically a software tool, whereas the GitHub is a service. There is another service called GitLab. So we will discuss later about GitLab. So it is installed, Git is installed on local system, whereas GitHub is hosted on web. Git is used to manage different version of the source code, while GitHub is used to have a copy of local repository. Git provides command line to interact with file, and GitHub provides a graphical interface to store the file. Now we will understand about the architecture of Git. This is a very important, and most of the interview question will come from this area. So try to understand carefully, okay, and focus on this particular architecture area. So basically what happened, Git development environment is consist of three sections. One is the working directory, the other is staging area, and then local repository. So now we will discuss one by one. Working directory is the folder where you are currently working. It simply refers to the current state of the file and folders inside your system. And now the staging area. Before saving any files to the repository, the file must place into the staging area, which means that whatever the changes you have done or whatever you have done in the working directory of any file, that need to be placed in the staging area. Okay, so it must be placed in the staging area. Its staging area is basically a temporary location of your file or folder. So before commit, you can easily add or remove file from the staging area. If you have modified any files and you want to add them in the staging area, then simply execute the command called git add space dot. Okay, I will show you when we will start the demo. So here, after working over here in the working directory of any file, then you need to place it on the staging area by using this command git add space dot. Okay, once it is placed in the staging area, then you can commit the same file which you have updated or modified or created, that need to be commit on the local repository. Okay, so local repository, after making all changes, you commit those files to the local repository. Local repository holds your actual committed file. Okay, so Git store all the information inside the hidden folder called .git. I will show you how it will store. When you commit the something or changes whatever inside your staging area, it is permanently saved in the local repository. And finally, you push the committed files to the remote repository. So remote repository is nothing but a GitHub. So this is the remote repository. Okay, so you finally push from here to remote repository. That means you can say it is a GitHub. Okay, but before pushing, you keep it in your mind that you have to connect from your local repository to remote repository. How you will do that? There is a command that is called git remote add, then repository name, or repository remote URL. So remote URL means it's a GitHub URL. Okay, so you can specify any name, remote name. You can specify any name, but conventionally we name it as origin. Whereas remote URL, I told you it is a URL of GitHub. Okay, so later on, if you want to update the code after pushing, you will pull the latest changes from the remote repository to local repository, and after changes has been done, you can merge with new branch to master branch or main branch, whatever you have in your remote repository. Okay, so now let's we understood, basically we understood about the Git and its architecture. So let's learn some Git concept. So here the Git concept, we first understand about the fork and clone. So forking is concept, while cloning is a process. The forking is just containing a separate copy of repository and there is no command involved, while cloning is done through the command called git clone, and it is the process of receiving all the code files to the local machine. Forking is done on the GitHub account, while cloning is done on Git. So when you fork a repository, you create a copy of original repository, but repository remains on your GitHub account. Whereas when you clone a repository, the repository is copied into your local machine with the help of Git. Now Git branching. The Git branching model is similar to that of the tree with branches. They are useful when you want to add a new feature or fix a bug in your project. So basically you create a new branch to separately test something, or you can code something over here, you do some changes over there in the new branch. When your work is done, then simply merge it with your main branch. Okay, in case you don't like the new idea, that you can easily discard the changes without affecting the main project. So this is the branching. Now next one is the pull from the remote. So basically git pull command is used to fetch and download the file from the remote repository and update into the local repository according to your requirement. Next one is adding collaborator. We can invite other GitHub user to become a collaborator of our repositories. Being a collaborator of personal repository, he can pull the file of the repository and push the changes to the repository. Now there is some popular Git commands which is going to be used. So we need to understand about the each command, and we will use it once we do the demo. Okay. So the first one is the git init. So basically it initialize the local Git repository. The next one is git add space dot, as I already discussed about this. So it's basically once you created a file, it add one or more file to the staging area. So if you want to place any file which you have changes over there, so and move, you need to place it into the staging area. So this command is used, that is git add space dot. And after that, once your file is in a staging area, you have to commit to put into the local repository. So there is a command called git commit -m and put the commit messages, so that you will understand what commits you have done. So commit changes is to head, but not in the remote repository. It will not go into the remote repository. It will be in your local repository. Okay. The next one is a git status. So you can check the status of your current repository and the list of the file that you have changed. There is another command called git log. It provides the list of all commits made on your branch. The next one is git remote add origin. GitHub URL. So what it will do, it will just connect from your local repository to remote repository by using this command. Then if you want to push the updated file into your remote repository, you can use the command called git push origin and then branch name. Branch name, it may be master, it may be main branch. That you need to check when you create a GitHub. Okay. The next one is git config global user dot name. It will show the author name who made the changes. So the file who has changes, it will display over there. So by using this command. Then there is another command called git config global user dot email. So it will display the author's email ID. Then there is another command called git clone. So git clone repository copy from remote sources. There is a command called git diff. It will view the changes you have made to the file. There is another command called git branch. You can create a new branch by using this command. Okay. Then if you have create a new branch and you want to move over there, then there is a command called git checkout and then branch name. Suppose you have created a branch 1. Its name is branch 1. Okay, and you want to move over there and do some kind of activity, some changes over there, you can do over there, and by using this command git checkout and then branch 1. So what it will happen, it will switch from your existing branch to the newly created branch. Okay. Then there is another command called git merge. Means if you have worked in your local branch or a created branch, and after you have satisfied that your code is fine, then you merge this code into the main branch. So you can use the git merge and then branch name. So merge a branch into the active branch. So now git rebase, reapply commits on the top of another base tip. So now we will start the demo over here. So let's do the demo. Okay. So we are in the terminal now. Okay. So first we will create a directory. You can say the folders basically. So let's do the folders name over here. Create directory mkdir and then folders. You can put any folders name. Demo project 1. Project 1. So here the folder has been created. Okay. So now go to in that folder. So cd command change directory, cd command demo project 1. So I am in this folder, demo project 1. Okay. So first what we will do, we will initialize it. Okay. We will initialize it. So there is a command which we have discussed already. So git init. So it will initialize it. Initialize the empty git repository in user amar and then it's a folder name. So this is the folder this is .git folder. Okay. So it is hidden one. You are not able to see anything over there. Okay. So that means you have initialized the folder. After that you just create a file on that folder. So just create any file like git file demo. So you can create by using cat command, or even you can use the vi editor or echo command as well. So I am using the echo command over here, echo, so that I will write a content and move onto the particular file. So echo hello world, hello world, you are watching Infotech with Zafar Khan. Zafar Khan. sorry, Zafar Khan, and then git file demo, git file hyphen demo. Okay, so what will happen, it will create a git file demo and it will write the contents which I have written over there. That means code. Okay, so it is created now. Okay, so once the file is created, then place it into the staging area. So first check how the file, whether file is created or not. So how you will check? Git status, git status. So here the file is created, which is showing in the red color. So why it is showing red color? Because it is untracked file. So you have to place this file into the staging area, and once you place it, it will show in green color. So let's see, git add space dot. Okay, it moves into the staging area. Let's check it whether it is showing green color or not. Okay, so git status, here it is showing now in green color. Okay, so that means your file is now in the staging area. Okay, so I'm putting the Control L, clearing the, sorry, clear the screen so that it will be better for you. So now the file has been moved into the staging area. Now we have to commit it, but before commit you need to check you are on which branch. Otherwise what will happen, if you, let's check first, git branch. So you are on which branch, how it will show that. Ammar, why it is Ammar showing? Okay, so git okay, let's first commit over here. Okay, then we will check you are in which branch. So how you will do that? Git commit, okay, hyphen m, and put some message, my first commit. Okay, so here one file is committed. So it is on which branch? It is showing it a master. So let's check git branch. So here it is showing the master branch. I have to create the main branch as well. Why? Because I have a Git hub, and which is in the main branch. So if I push this file into the remote repository, it will not work. It will give the fatal error. Okay, so that's why you have to commit it on a particular branch, and it should be matched. Otherwise, it will give the fatal error. So how you will do that? So first git branch main, create a branch first. So git branch main, I am creating a main branch over here. Okay, so let's check git branch. So I have two branch now. Okay, so I have to move into the main branch first. So how you will do that? You have to check out. Okay, so check out means git commit, sorry, it's a git checkout main. git checkout main. So I am moving on the main branch. Okay, so switched, basically I have switched onto the main branch. So let's see over here, git branch. Yeah, so I have moved it now, so it is a main branch. Okay, so now we commit the file. So git commit -m and then double quotes, my first commit. Okay, so on the branch main, nothing to commit a working trace, nothing to, I mean no further need to be commit over here. Okay, so it is committed in your local branch and it is, you are in the main branch, so you can now push from local repository to remote repository. So how you will do that? Git push origin main, git push origin main. Okay, so we have now git push origin main. I think it's giving the error. Why? Because you are not connected with the git, you have not logged in basically. So let's check whether it has been logged in or not. No, you have not signed in. So let's sign in first. So software, then password is wow, 1 2 3. Yeah, it should. No, I will not save it the password. So now it has been created. Okay, so okay, so I'll create a new branch over here. So the branch name, put anything, git demo 1, git demo 1 is correct. Okay, so you just created one repository over here. Simply it should be public, and let rest of the things are the default as it is. So git demo 1 has been created, and we have not connected with the this one, so I have to connect it. Okay, as I told before. So first you have to connect from local repository to remote repository. So how you will connect it? There is a command called git remote git remote add repository. Sorry, git remote add, and then what is the command actually? Even I am forgetting. Git remote add origin, and then URL. Okay, so git remote add origin, and then this remote okay. So now you have connected with the hub. Okay, now you can push it. So git push origin main. Yes, it is. So we have pushed now whatever the file we have created and the code we have written over there. Okay. So we are doing wrong because we are not connected with the remote repository from local to remote. So we have already discussed, first we have to connect from local repository to remote repository, then only you can push it, otherwise not. Okay. So let's check whether it has been pushed or not. So here it is, our repository, and just click over here. Here now this has been cut, this has been come now. So git file hyphen demo. So what we have written over, hello world, you are watching Infotech with Zafar Khan. So this is the file which we have created in the local repository, and then finally we have pushed into the remote repository. Okay. So basically we can push the code through Git to GitHub, and later on it will further processing using some other tools to deploy into the production. So developer team whenever do the changes, he can push it, and later it will move into the production by using some other tools. So that we will discuss later, but here main discussion was Git and GitHub. So the overall concept of Git and GitHub we have discussed. So we will discuss some more commands in the next video. That will be very helpful. So, and I will upload it very soon. Till then, bye bye.